Good morning. This is a debriefing of a Wednesday's trip to Roaring Spring. I've stopped doing the debriefings. There's always so much that goes on that, it would be tedious, I think. But there are a couple of things I wanted to say. One is I've discovered two new, to me, buildings in Roaring Spring. The one I had wondered about for quite a while because it was what I think of as a bodega. Now that's a Spanish well, I guess it's an English word too, Portuguese word. A little tiny store. Now there's Trump's store. That's an example. Now I don't want to say abandoned, but it's been not operative for, I don't know, 20 years. I don't know. I think there's some chance it might be opened again. I don't know. It's been cleaned up some. Well, there was another one. There was another one in Roaring Spring that I didn't know about, but I was told about it. It was up on top of Hogback, and I found out the name. I've been told the name before, but I couldn't learn it. It was called Pickles Store, and I think a man and wife ran it. And after he died, I think the woman still did. I didn't know where it was, and I kept asking, where was it? I was told that I think maybe their last name, their real name wasn't Pickles, clearly, but it was maybe Brumbaugh. I don't know. Anyway, I found it. If you go up, past the YMCA on your left, going up Hogback, and then take a left onto, I think this is Locust Street. And then immediately take another right up a little alley. It looks like an alley, but it says street. It's called Mountain Street. And there, drive about one block. There it sits. Structurally sound, but clearly having been abandoned for quite a while. So I found Pickles Bodega, or little store. I don't know another word for it, really, an English store, I guess, where that would have the absolutely essential household items, very small supply. All right, anyway, that was one. The other building, I was driving up around above the Roaring Spring. I drove up Roosevelt Avenue. Well, no, I went up the alley. Roosevelt Alley, I guess, and then took a left, which takes you up past the Municipal Water Authority building, where they actually do the treating of the water, the chlorination. I kept going. You're on a really little alley, and you feel like you're in people's backyards when you're doing this. Well, you are in a way. And I took another left, and I was going down where it comes around, and there I noticed on the right a back building, but the thing is, the corner of it was exposed, and it is log. I don't mean new, fancy, pretty shiny looking log. That is a log building. It's not very big, but I've never seen any evidence of a log building in Roaring Spring. Now, Bedford, by contrast, you don't see the evidence of it. But in Bedford, some of those oldest houses right there in the center of Bedford were, well, they still are log houses, but they've been covered, so you don't know. So I wonder if I haven't discovered the oldest standing building in Roaring Spring. I asked Lisa Peel at the municipal building, she's the borough manager. I asked her about it, and she didn't know anything about it. She thought the oldest buildings were the train station and maybe the Eldon Inn. Well, no, they wouldn't be anywhere near as old as this log building. So I'm curious about it, and I'm reporting to her. She said she knew who owned the property, and she was curious about it. She'll probably take a look. I don't know. All right, that was one thing. The other thing, after I finish my things, I always go to the Spring Dam Brewery to have a brew. And I was having something, things were really slow. I mean, this is their opening hour of the week, Wednesday around 4 that I'm there. And so it was I always enjoy my beer, and even if there's no one to talk to, that's fine. But anyway, just before I left, in the door comes a guy with a child on his shoulder, and he's carrying a I don't know what to call it, baby carrier, I guess. You probably know what they look like. They're almost like a basket, and it had a baby in it. And he came in and looked around for a table, and he chose the one near the front. Well, then before long, in comes his wife, and with two other children, all of them blonde. I'd say the oldest one of the four that I saw was probably maybe 5 years old. Four kids, and he he's a young-looking man too. Uh, and I said to him, "Wow, that's a lot of children you've got. Are those two twins? Because two of them look like twins." That's what I asked about. And he was saying, "Yeah, and we got one on the way." And I noticed that, by golly, yes, his wife was pregnant, due in January. They're going to have 5 kids by. They both look like they're maybe 30. I don't know, maybe. And so anyway, I mentioned after a while. I said to the waitress that was there, who's a very young mother of one. I said to her, "Can you imagine having 4 kids and one on the way, and being that young? You know how much work kids are." And the waitress said, "Oh, it's my dream." Bye for now.